Our only condition for you to understand this is to get rid of your established beliefs and approach the issue from an independent perspective. First of all, I must say that there is absolutely nothing about spirituality. There is no such thing as spirituality anyway. Everything that happens is between us humans, but the decisions made are made behind closed doors. Ordinary people cannot be aware of these decisions without an intermediary. We all think that Allah is a special name and the name of one powerful God, whereas as I said before, Allah, Allahu means, He. The Quran was not sent by the one God you call Allah. I have proven this in my other videos. There are dozens of verses in the Quran that describe the cruelty of Allah, or rather, the council. In addition, there are also verses that describe His mercy. So is the God of the Quran merciful or tyrannical? Let me tell you, it is both. Because the Quran does not mention a single God. There are two gods, or rather, two parties that take on the role of God. One is the evil side, which is tyrannical, evil and exploitative, that is, light God, sons of light, Illuminati. The other is the devil, dragon, snake, that is, the sons of snakes, who want freedom, equality and justice in order to be free from the tyranny of the enlighteners. That is why there seems to be a contradiction in the Quran. For example, in Nisa 164 we sent messengers whose stories we have related to you before, and we sent messengers whom we have not related to you. Allah, i.e., He, spoke directly to Moses. 51 Allah does not speak to a human being, except through revelation or from behind a veil, or He sends a messenger who reveals what He wills with His permission. And He is the Almighty, the Wise. As in the example, in one verse it says, it is not possible for Him to speak to a human being, while in another verse it says, He spoke to Moses. Because those who did this meeting are not the same gods. While the leader of one side is speaking, the leader of the other side is not speaking. When you apply this to the Quran in general, you will understand better what I mean. The Quran was written by a supreme council, Mele-i Allah, which included these gods' leaders. Think of this as the Pentagon, and the notification incident is the leaking of the decisions made here to the outside. It is stated in many verses of the Quran that this is a warning. For example, if the Pentagon decides to drop a nuclear bomb on a country, only that council knows the place and time. Unless someone inside leaks information to the outside, normal people cannot know when and where the nuclear bomb will be dropped. Just like those in Hiroshima could not know. The destruction of nations has always been this way. We have had superior technological tools and weapons since time immemorial. I have explained this in detail. Since these meetings and decisions were made behind closed doors, you always thought that the person who did these things was Allah, the invisible God of the Arabs. Here, the information about this council was given to Muhammad, and some of the information was revealed. Muhammad, Hamdi, means praiseworthy, praiseworthy. He is praised for conveying this information to people, but he is only a messenger in between. In fact, he himself says, I have no knowledge, I am only a warner. Aqaf 9 say, I am not a descendant of the messengers. I do not know what will be done with me or with you. I follow nothing except what is revealed to me. And I am only a messenger who warns plainly. Sad 69 While they were discussing, I had no knowledge of that high council, the majesty of the worlds. As seen in the verse, Muhammad speaks directly from his own mouth and says that he was not present when the destruction, harvest decisions were made. Muhammad is not a proper name. Muhammad means praised, praiseworthy, the possessor of praise. If this is the case, it is possible that this adjective was used for the libertarian Jesus. The word Jesus is used with the word Messiah. Messiah means to erase. Christians perceive this as erasing sins, but I don't think it is like that. It may have been called that because it enabled the council to erase some of its previous information and announce new ones. Al-Baqarah 106. If we erase a verse, cause it to be forgotten, or delay it, we bring one better than it or similar to it. Do you not know that Allah has power over all things? In the Quran, Allah and the things He has done start with I, in some verses, and we, in others. For example, we created you, we sent our messengers to you, we warned you, we drowned and destroyed those who did not listen to our warnings, etc. are always used in the plural. These verses alone are enough to prove that belief in a single God is false and that the Quran is a product of a council. Because this council has established such a sublime system and surrounded people in such a way that they can say, we are aware of even the falling leaves. Al-An'am 59. With Him are the keys of the unseen. No one knows the unseen except Him. He knows everything in the land and the sea. Not a leaf falls without His knowledge. Not a grain of earth, not the fresh or the dry, all of it is in a clear book. In Nisa 126. To Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on the earth. Allah encompasses all things. Well, have you ever thought about how they manage to do this? The people on this council are not ordinary people with 20 codons like you or me. They are probably super intelligent people with all their codons open, or artificially intelligent humanoids like in the Westworld series. Both possibilities are possible. Whether they are superintelligent humans or artificial intelligence humanoids, some of the superior technological weapons they use have been deciphered thanks to the Quran. I explained this in detail in my video titled, Technological Weapons in the Quran. If you have understood the subject up to this point, you should also understand the concepts of me and we in the Quran. The intellectual ulemma segment, unable to make sense of this issue, except the expression, we, is an expression of respect so as not to contradict the verse. There is no contradiction in the Quran. However, when there is a contradiction in the Quran, I explained this in detail, and it was not written from a single perspective. The word claimed to be used as an expression of respect is, nanu, which means, we, plural form of we. Al-Faqiyah 57. We created you. Will you not believe it? As can be seen, the original verse contains the word, nanu, plural, we. We created you. Halak means to create. We created you. The creation here can mean both physical and metaphorical creation, and both are possible. From a physical perspective, this creation work is done by genetic engineers funded by the Supreme Council. In order to create a slave race, DNA was manipulated and limited to 20 codons. Many of you do not know that they conducted various experiments on children with the lie that they were abducted by aliens. The aim is to create both slaves and intelligent people who will rule them, indigo children, in which some of the closed DNA codons have been opened with 24 codons may have already been prepared to rule your slave children in the Golden Age. As I finish the video, I would like to say the following. This is actually a very long topic. I tried to summarize it as much as I could. If you watch my other videos, you can understand that this worldly life is just like the life in the Westworld series. We were definitely created for a purpose, slavery, and put into this worldly prison, and as if that were not enough, they can always follow us. I think they can do this either through a spacecraft that they tricked us into thinking is an ISP or a similar vehicle, or through mind control, or by using the weak current inside us to communicate with a chip DNA that also belongs to them. The statement, Allah speaks to a person only through revelation, mentioned in Shura 51 seems to confirm the second and third options, unless most of the prophets were schizophrenic. Allah created you from dust, then from a little water. Then He made you mates. No female becomes pregnant or gives birth except with knowledge from Allah. No one is given a long life, nor is his life shortened, except in a book. Indeed, that is easy for Allah. They have established the system and surrounded the world in such a way that even in this life that you consider to be modern, you continue to offer every child you give birth to as a sacrifice to them, unconsciously. Unless you can escape to the continents, worlds that are claimed to be beyond the ice while you are alive and have your body cremated after you die, you will not be able to escape this cycle forever. Neither you nor your generation.